What's up guys, welcome to Supercars of London. Now you join me 7 days prior to the current day. So right now, I'm probably in the midst of the Geneva Motorshow, going from stand to stand to try and catch a glimpse of what each manufacturer has on display at what is possibly the best motor show in the world. However, 7 days prior to this, the 1st of March, which is today, a little bit confusing, I'm headed to Mclaren Automotive. I've exclusively been invited with my camera to have a sneak peek of the new Mclaren 720S. Now I can't wait to see this car because I feel that this is possibly the most talked about car for the last 6 months, with renders coming out of people's ears on Instagram and Twitter and information that hasn't yet stacked up to any of the real performance statistics. So today I'm going to be putting my sensible hat on and doing the best job I can possibly do at documenting what I feel about how this new car looks, what the performance figures mean, what the technology in this car means for the supercar industry as a whole, and are McLaren taking a big slice out of Ferrari's pie in the supercar world? It wouldn't be a trip to MTC without their latest brand ambassador / brand ambassador volunteer. Mr. Seen Through Glass is joining with his cameras to I suppose film the 720 as well. Can all of this stuff that I'm filming now be in the video?
Absolutely not.
We are now in the McLaren secret room, about to see the 720S for the first time.
Excited. I'm so excited.
Right, here's my reaction and Sam's reaction of seeing it for the first time. Holy... There's no other word. What? Here we go, the front. Here's the front.
I needed a closer look because my eyesight got better. Yeah, the front, that's really good.
Oh my god. So this is the brand new McLaren 720S, the successor to the 650S, and Sam's getting really up close and personal to the whole new design down the side. This is a completely revolutionary design by McLaren, and I have to say I've never seen a car like it. I was kind of blown away by the different angles that this car has compared to anything else that is currently available on the market, and I think anything else that we're going to see at the Geneva Motorshow. As I'm filming this 7 days before, anything could happen, but first impressions, Sam?
Oh, it's mental. It looks like a car from iRobot, or like 10 years in the future. Don't you think it's so... I think it's so futuristic.
I can't quite comprehend the front end of this car because I've never seen a car like it.
It's aero everywhere, like just... It's mind-blowing.
There are holes in places you would not expect. So it is a whole new carbon tub, which you get on most hypercars, but not in cars in this sort of price bracket. This is McLaren's entry-level supercar, or they call it the entry-level supercar because the 540
540C then,
Sports Series, they call it. In my eyes, the performance of the entire sports series is supercar level. So what this has in the rear, in the brand new 4-litre V8 that sits so much lower down in the car, my mind boggles at the performance that this car carries. And if this is what is going to be rivaling the likes of Ferrari, Lamborghini, Porsche, AMG, then oh my god, this coming out of Britain is something that makes me proud to be British, the fact that it's built here compared to all of the other.
Yeah, there's an added bonus about it. I've noticed the first floor though. Not certain because we haven't investigated properly, but I'm pretty sure there's no glove box.
No?
No, 540C, glove box.
So I think the only thing that's awkward about the McLaren is getting in, and even that's not too awkward. You just have to reach around, hit the button, and then all of a sudden you are greeted by these massive doors that have an incredible design. Just look down there. 10 years ago, you would not think that aerodynamics could come this far to create doors that look like this, but also check out this panel of glass here that actually cuts away from the roof, enabling it much easier for passengers and owners to get in. And it also allows probably people larger than 5'11" to get in, where most supercars you kind of have to be under the magic 6 foot number to be able to fit in comfortably. We've got a brand new McLaren design. This is a folding display, and then up here on the top is where you get a dedicated race rev limit to basically nail this car on the track. Inside, all of the buttons have been redesigned and look absolutely incredible. The center console, completely new design compared to the 650S, and here we go. That is just ridiculous, so futuristic, like everything else with this car. The center console, absolutely beautiful. The leather, the stitching, and then if we take a look out the back here, you can see just how much glass and visibility the driver and passenger is going to get in this car, and also how much storage. That's another thing that is worryingly usable with this car, is just how much storage you can get. You can take this on a proper road trip and not run out of space, which is an impressive feat on this car. The active aero here, which makes for the stopping power to be sort of unrivaled in this category of cars. The brakes, even better performance. Again, things that you probably don't want to hear from me that you can read on Google, but it's just so exciting to see where McLaren are going and where they have come since building a 12C. Because if you put this next to a 12C, then you can just see how far McLaren have come, leaps and bounds, to building such a stunning car. And that moves nicely on to the development of McLaren as a company and McLaren Automotive in building cars. Like I just said, putting a 12C next to this car, or just lining all of the cars up, not only was the first experience of a 12C, it gave me a headache because the car was so fast. Without fail, this car through the gears gives me a headache. Every single car that I've experienced and driven since has been a better version of the one before. The rate that McLaren are developing in technology, but also engineering and cars, is actually quite frightening. And putting that next to Ferrari, Porsche, Lamborghini, that just seem to bring out cars that kind of look the same as the ones before, more of a hint at 458 and 488. McLaren are doing the complete opposite. The rate of development is so exciting that this is going to be on our streets in 2017. I'm not entirely sure McLaren are going to want me to mention this, but when I had a press drive with a BMW, it was the first time that I actually got a sense that automotive companies were also treating themselves as technology companies. But today, McLaren are just going like this. They are just making leaps and bounds, and they are making massive leaps. Compared to other companies, McLaren are going to be ahead of Ferrari and Porsche, or I feel they're going to be ahead of Ferrari and Porsche in the next couple of years. And this 720 PS, at the price point that this is expected to sit at, is just going to wipe the floor of anything in its category. And they've proven that with the 570S. It beat the R8 V10, it beat the Hurricane, it won Evo Car of the Year. What is this going to do? What is the successor to this going to do? What is the hardcore version of this, which I assume they're going to be doing like they've done with the 675 LT? All of the future cars that McLaren are building right here, coming out of the United Kingdom. Not only is that super cool that I live here and there is a company building cars like this, but what does the future hold for McLaren? And I'm standing here in a room by myself with a crazy echo around. It is an incredibly awkward video to shoot, but hopefully I have done my best at documenting my first impressions of this car, but also talking about where McLaren are going, because I kind of had this idea of what I wanted to talk about in this video, and I think that has gone completely out of the window. As I've mentioned before, all of the statistics and performance figures you can get anywhere on the internet, but what I wanted to do is give my personal opinion of seeing this car for the first time, give you guys my reaction. I'm blown away. I'm in love with this car, and I can't wait to see them on the road. And to be honest, if I get the opportunity of driving one, then that is just going to be, I don't know how I'm going to be able to compare that to every other car that I've driven, but yeah. McLaren have done it with this car, and I can't wait to see it in different specs. And I'd like to think that whilst you're watching this and the Geneva Motorshow is going on,
that there are going to be some different specs other than this. This one is probably one that I'd actually order from factory, but it would be nice to see them in some bright colours. So McLaren, if you're listening to this video, you've already planned this, but anyway, it would be nice to see some of these cars in bright colours.
So there we go. I have no idea how that video is going to come out, but it was an amazing experience, and hopefully you guys like the look of the 720S, and when it comes onto the road and once people have started to drive them, I think people will start to get what I'm talking about in terms of McLaren are starting to creep up very quickly on Ferrari and the other supercar manufacturers. Give it a thumbs up if you like the look of the 720S, or comment below if you do prefer the Ferraris or the Lamborghinis. Let me know in the comment box below, and subscribe if you haven't already, because there is going to be a lot coming this week from Geneva, and once I'm back in the UK, got some really exciting video plans, especially another episode of Exhaust Expert. So with that being said, thank you for watching, and I will see you very soon. Cheers guys.